There is a truth that most people will never understand. Power does not belong to the strongest or the smartest, but to the calmest. Machiavelli knew this. That is why he wrote not for those who crave affection, but for those who seek mastery. His words were never meant to comfort, but to awaken. In a world driven by impulses, the one who pauses before reacting is already in control. Machiavelli observed human nature with surgical precision. He saw that men do not act from virtue, but from necessity. Behind every smile hides a motive. Behind every alliance, a private interest. He understood that if you wish to survive in this theater of passions, you must learn the art of strategic coldness, the ability to remain composed while others lose their heads. To control your emotions does not mean to destroy them. It means to direct them. Fire cannot be extinguished by more fire. It dies through air, distance, and control. The same applies to anger, pride, or fear. If you fail to observe them from above, they will consume you from within. The world is filled with brilliant men who lost everything because they reacted at the wrong time. The first law of emotional power is observation. Before you act, study. Before you speak, understand. Every insult, every betrayal, every manipulation hides a message. Someone is testing the limits of your control. If you explode, you reveal your weakness. If you stay calm, you expose theirs. The one who keeps his inner silence becomes unpredictable, and unpredictability is the seed of authority. Machiavelli taught that the foundation of power is not cruelty, it is clarity, to see people as they are, not as you wish them to be. When you stop expecting loyalty from the selfish and compassion from the greedy, you stop suffering from their actions. You begin to see life not as a moral drama, but as a field of strategy where every player moves according to his own hunger. Human behavior, he said, is governed by self-interest, not by love. That is why many will forget the death of a father sooner than the loss of fortune. It is a shocking thought, but a liberating one. Because when you understand this, you stop taking betrayal personally. You see that most people do not act against you, they act for themselves, and you just happen to be in the way. Emotional freedom begins when you stop reacting. Reaction is slavery. Response is strategy. The one who reacts gives power. The one who responds takes it back. To remain calm is not to be weak, it is to hold the reins of your own mind while everyone else rides blind. A calm mind is sharper than a blade. It cuts through illusions and sees the truth hidden beneath emotion. Imagine a battlefield where everyone screams, runs, and strikes blindly. In the middle, there is one man who stands still, watching. He breathes slowly. He waits. While the others tire themselves out, he sees patterns, openings, mistakes. When he moves, it is once, and it is final. That is emotional mastery. That is what Machiavelli called the power of coldness. Coldness does not mean emptiness, it means control. It is the ability to feel deeply without being dominated by what you feel. The greatest kings, generals, and leaders all share that same skill, the capacity to pause. They understand that the world belongs to those who can delay the reaction until the perfect moment. Patience, not passion, builds empires. When someone offends you, do not rush to respond. Do not give them the satisfaction of seeing you lose your balance. Observe. People reveal more in their attempts to provoke you than in their words. Every insult is a confession. Every attack hides a fear, and when you respond with silence, their weapon collapses against your calmness like a sword striking water. Machiavelli warned against showing all your emotions. To reveal everything is to hand over the map of your weaknesses. The world does not need to know what hurts you, what angers you, or what moves you. Every time you lose control, you offer your enemies a key to your inner world. Keep that key. Protect it. Let your face be calm, your tone measured, your reaction invisible. Because mystery is power. People fear what they cannot read. The more you hide your emotions, the more control you possess over the atmosphere around you. They will call you cold, but what they really mean is that they cannot manipulate you. They will say you have no heart, but what they mean is that their tactics have failed. Coldness is not cruelty, it is discipline. There will always be those who test you, who try to pull you into emotional chaos because that is where they feel comfortable. Do not descend to their level. When you stay calm in front of noise, you become the mirror that exposes their disorder. The world respects the composed because they remind everyone else of their own lack of control. Stillness terrifies the unstable. To train that stillness, you must create distance between the impulse and the action. Between feeling and expression, there must be space. In that space lies all your power. That pause, those 2 or 3 silent seconds, are where you decide whether you will act as a slave to emotion or as a master of strategy. Train that pause until it becomes instinct. When rage comes, breathe, not as a trick, but as a command to your body. Inhale as if you were gathering your strength. Exhale as if you were letting go of the weakness. This is the discipline of kings. This is how you become the eye of the storm untouched while everything spins around you. The fire still burns, but it obeys you now. Machiavelli's most important lesson is this: never react in the moment of provocation. Reacting instantly is reacting blindly. The wise man does not fight when the enemy expects it. He waits until every advantage is his, because the one who attacks in anger often falls into the trap of his own emotions. The one who waits, studies, and then strikes wins without resistance. So, when you are insulted, wait. When you are betrayed, watch. When you are provoked, smile internally and stay silent. Let them think they have won. Let them relax in their illusion of victory. Because the moment people think they have conquered you is the moment they lower their guard. That is when strategy begins. Patience turns into precision. When the time is right, act not for revenge, not for ego, but for balance. Your action must be clean, quiet, and absolute. No anger, no noise, just consequence. That is the difference between reaction and response. One is chaos, the other is order. One wastes energy, the other creates it. The silent man who acts with timing commands more respect than 1,000 loud men who boast. Another principle from Machiavelli: do not waste your emotional energy on those who have not earned it. To get angry at a fool is to honor him. To argue with the ignorant is to descend to their level. Emotional energy is your most valuable currency. Spend it only where it multiplies your peace. Every time you react to nonsense, you are paying attention. You cannot afford to lose. Ask yourself this every time you are tempted to respond: does this person live by discipline or by chaos? Have they built anything worth admiring? Do they control themselves? Or are they slaves to their own moods? If the answer is no, then they do not deserve access to your emotions. Guard your inner world as you would guard a kingdom, because it is one. Do not let every stranger walk into your mind with muddy shoes. Not everyone deserves entry. Your peace is sacred. The more selective you are with your reactions, the stronger you become. Some people provoke just to feel alive, to drain others' focus, to drag you into their personal storm. Learn to recognize that trap and walk away without explanation. Silence is your sword. The more you master yourself, the more powerful you appear. People will start to treat you differently. They will lower their voices, weigh their words, and feel your presence without you saying a thing. That is the invisible authority that Machiavelli admired. Not the authority of violence, but of composure. The rule of the calm over the restless. True leadership begins within. The one who rules himself rules everything else. Because no empire can stand if its ruler is ruled by anger. No relationship can last if emotions drive every decision. The strongest foundation is calmness, the quiet mind that sees everything clearly while others drown in noise. That mind builds empires of both power and peace. You must repeat this truth to yourself until it becomes a law in your heart. No one can alter my inner state without my permission. Say it again. No one. Because the moment you believe it, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You stop being a puppet of moods. You become the architect of your emotional world, and that world will never collapse. Machiavelli did not write for the weak. He wrote for the awake. His lessons were not about deception, but about clarity. About understanding that emotion is a tool, not a master. That anger can become power if directed, and pain can become wisdom if processed. The art of staying cold is not about freezing your heart. It is about keeping it under your command. So the next time someone provokes you, do not ask, "Why did they do this to me?" Ask instead, "What do they want from this reaction?" And when you see the game, you win the moment. Because the true game of life is not played with fists or words. It is played with composure, with patience, with the invisible weapon of calm understanding. Mastering your emotions is the highest form of strength. The world worships those who appear untouchable, not because they are heartless, but because they are disciplined. They move slowly, speak thoughtfully, and act only when the outcome is certain. That is what it means to be unshakable, to be the mountain in a world of waves. And now, I will leave you with a question. Are you ready to stop reacting like everyone else? Are you ready to become the strategist of your own life? If your answer is yes, then let this be your code. I will never give my peace away for free again. I will choose silence over anger, patience over pride, clarity over chaos. Type the word discipline in the comments to mark your decision, to show that you are ready to master yourself before trying to master the world. Because in the end, freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is ruling your mind so deeply that nothing and no one can pull you away from your center. And that, my friend, is the true art of power, cold, calm, and completely in control.